we've heard about gunpowder, so we're going to try to steal it. But suddenly we arrive and we see just this incredible army that is extraordinarily disciplined and fights in a way we've never seen, and we get swept up in the defense of the wall. He was basically captured and given to an army at a very young age, and he was raised, he knows nothing but war, and he's fought for everybody. He doesn't really fight for a flag. He'll fight for anybody who pays him. He's got a very cynical view of the world, and he is an extremely capable fighter, as is his best friend Tovar. They're basically a two-man wrecking crew. Eventually, as they start to see the defense of the wall and they start to understand what's happening and why, Tovar, Pedro's character, remains committed to our original plot to steal the black powder. He's like, these people are crazy and they're all going to die. Let's take the gunpowder. Whereas Willem, for the first time, sees that there might be something greater than just his own personal gain to fight for, and he admires and maybe in a way that he couldn't even articulate the manner in which these people are willing to sacrifice themselves for each other. Zhang Yimou is one of the greatest filmmakers on the planet, and I've wanted to work with him for a long time, and everything aligned, the stars aligned this time, and I finally got a chance to work with him. So it's a real privilege for me and for all the actors. I mean, we all talk about that, and the crew members too. I mean, we're all here for him. He paints on this spectacularly large canvas, and he does it in a way that nobody else does. The way he uses color and the kind of the sweeping scale of what he does. There are very few people who can do it and who do it. He and Tovar are pretty much comfortable fighting with any weapon. They've been in probably 1,000 different battles together. So, but he does prefer. He's got a bow that he uses and he's a speed archer. So he can fire multiple arrows very quickly, basically from anywhere. And he's most comfortable with his bow in his hand. Tovar, his best friend, has 2 swords that he's collected kind of in his travels, and he's most comfortable fighting with a weapon in each hand. So they're pretty versatile fighters. That's kind of what they're on the earth to do. Well, when they get to the wall, they've heard of the wall, but they'd never seen it, and it's beyond any feat of engineering that they possibly could have ever imagined. And atop the wall and protecting the wall is this army called the Nameless Order, this mythical Chinese army that essentially lives and dies in order to defend the wall. There's no way to describe the Great Wall, and people had told me that, friends who'd been, and it's a bucket list item. I mean, everybody, wants to get there, and but walking up, with my wife and my kids, it's almost unimaginable that human beings made that. It is so, it just goes on forever. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes, and made by hand. I mean, so many years ago, and it's spectacular. I can't compare it to anything because there's nothing like it.